Hey viewers, how you doing? So this is Allwyn Mcleod, Principal, Mount Olivet Primary School. Also, Justice of the Peace, you're in tune to Sherlock Robinson's YouTube station. So this is what I'm going to ask you to do. Share, subscribe and like. Because this is a great venture for Mr. Robinson to be highlighting different things in the community. Because guess what? When we have the information, we know what is happening around us. So give him all the support that you can, and remember to share, subscribe, like, and also watch. Thank you so very much for that.
Yes, Sir McLeod. Greetings, sir.
Yeah, man. Greetings, Mr. Robinson.
It's a wonderful privilege for me to be doing this interview with you. And I hope that as we go through, first we'll see the interested and, can emulate some of the things and first who you are as we move forward. Subscribe to the Sherlock of his YouTube channel. Please remember to share, subscribe, and like.
Remember to share, subscribe, and like Mr. Robinson's page. Yeah, man. Blessings.
Yes, Sir McLeod. So, first I've known you as principal, as a referee. Some person in the sporting arena would have known you as Wolf. But for the viewers, who is Mr. McLeod and where are you from?
So, my name is Allwyn Christopher Mcleod. I'm from Baileystown, that's located in Clarinda. Attended the Baileystown Primary School, Allwyn High School, Knox Community College, College of Agricultural Science and Education, and then back to Knox Community College to complete a degree in environmental science.
Okay. So while growing up in Baileystown, going to school, primary school, how was it for you?
It was very interesting, because most of those days were spent playing football, running up and down. Schoolwork was not even something that we took seriously. We went to school, but we ran up and down playing football. Discipline, as you know, in those days, discipline, mother and father, yeah man, discipline, teacher strict, past teachers and principals strict. Had teachers like Doreen Evans, Jasmine Allen, Miss Gilman, Miss O'Connor, Miss Davis, people like those, many others who being older. Yeah man, help to mold man. Strong disciplinarians, man.
So were you a teacher's pet?
I was never a teacher's pet, but I was always disciplined because the teachers knew my mother and we lived close to school. So it was easy for my mother just to come to school whenever anything happened that relates to discipline. So for me, I believe myself, I never wanted my mother to come to school.
So what did you do? It was it common entrance or the GSAT?
I did common entrance.
Okay.
And how I know I was successful in common entrance. In those days we had educational tours. So we went to Hope Zoo. And while there the results were published in I'm not even sure it was published in a newspaper, and you go in and search, and at that time it was just 4 of us from Baileystown family who placed at that year.
So how was it for you then, transitioning from primary school into high school? Because in the high school you have older students, you have more mature teachers and so forth. So how was it for you at Allwyn?
It's very interesting as you speak about how was it for I remember no matter where you come, no matter how you start, it's how you end. And I said this to say that I remember when we went to Allwyn to do that placement exam. There was an essay that you asked to tell what is your favorite hobby was. And probably was the first time I came across that word. So I asked his friend, said, what the word hobby mean? And he said, your hobby is your friend, man. And I wrote that my favorite hobby was my friend, Well, that is that, it's quite interesting, but my days at Allwyn, they were great days. I had no issues in blending in because I like football, I was always a big boy, sturdy. So nobody really provoked me in that sense. And my sister was there before me. So there were older persons who wanted me. So my transition to Illinois was good.
So I heard you mention about playing football. So were you a member of the Edwin football team? Because I know traditionally Edwin is a sporting school where produce a lot of talented athletes for world beaters and so.
Let me tell you something. I was never great footballer. Never. One thing, and I tell people, one thing about me, I kept on going back. Persistence. I went back over and over and over. I think it was when I repeated it. 11th grade, I made the team and played only 2 games. Guess what? I made the team.
Okay. So what position did you play?
I was a defender, but mostly wing backs. I played right back and I played centre half. Those were the positions.
Okay. And you transitioned from there into Knox, you said, right?
I went from Edwin to Knox, and the story of Knox was interesting because I wanted to go to Case, because while at Edwin I learned from Mr. Brian, and Mr. Brian is from this community.
Yes.
I learned that recently. I was doing agriculture and he spoke so glowingly about COA during his time, Case. So I fell in love with that, going to Case. So I went to Knox because my mother called Case and they told her that I needed a science subject. So I went to Knox to do that science subject. Only to find out that I didn't need it. So spent 1 year at Knox, played football again, and then I went to Case the other year.
So, I see you were a very school person, and I figured more or less that you love school. So, how was it?
No, sorry, so many stories, but going to Edwin was challenging.
Yes.
So we had to move from Baileystown, travel all the way to Spartans and meet our family. And there were days when we never have the bus fare. There were days when we never had the lunch. My mother never had it, because my father was not present. So we never have it. But we went to school nonetheless.
Yeah.
Eat our breakfast, went to school, stay at school. When school dismissed, we just head home because a meal was being prepared at home. And that's how I went to school. There were times when I missed out on certain parts of school because my mother never had it.
Okay.
So it was challenging. We went to school when we had a chance to.
So you became a teacher, right? So what was the influence for you becoming a teacher? Knowing that you said you wanted to agriculture.
So Robinson, my life is a story, so sure. I went to Case because my mother's dream for me was to go to a teacher's college, and I never wanted to be a teacher. So I chose Case. Went to Case only to find myself placed into a program known as agricultural education. I struggled for a while, and then I didn't fight them. I said, you know what, probably this is some divine intervention. So I had the privilege of being one of the first set of students at Case to sit a diploma in education and complete an associate degree in agriculture. So I was transitioned into agriculture and also teaching.
Okay.
So that's the story of teaching. That's how I ended up in teaching.
So let me ask you, as a teacher, where was the first school you taught, and what were the challenges like being a rookie teacher and probably maturing to a senior teacher there? How was it?
My first teaching experience was at Lesterfield Primary and Junior High School in Clarendon. No, being at Lesterfield, young teacher again, so I started teaching when I was 23. And there were influences at Lesterfield being helped to mold me. So we talk about people like Sidney Macmillan, Daisy Hutton were persons who really helped to, as a young teacher at Lesterfield. As I said, 23 people who really model the way for me, show the way to, mentored me without even knowing, because they were seasoned teacher. Miss Hutton was the acting principal, Mr. Mcleod was the seasoned teacher. So I learned a lot from him.
Okay. So at Leicester Field, yeah, what are some of your challenges as a teacher in terms of in the classroom settings compared to now?
Being at Leicester Field, again, this is a rural community. So we talk about children who were well-trained, manners. We call it manners. Still call it manners, but those children had manners. Caring people. So one of the things, the best piece of yam, fruits and vegetables I have ever received is teaching there. And that's how these persons show their appreciation, because not many of them had the money, but they had things like cane, banana, yam. So Friday evening, full up of them something to come out. Because, those people were sort of people who respected teachers. So my experience at Leicester Field was great. And I often tell people that it was Leicester Field who turned me into a man. Everything that I learned, everything that would have shaped me to become a leader happened at Leicester Field.
So what were some of the things? What were some of the influences? How were you groomed? Were you given certain responsibility, or those kind of things to really help to develop you into such a leader?
So my experiences from Baileystown Primary, being a student at Edinburgh, I would have seen teachers, other teachers how they function, effective teachers. So when I went to Leicester Field as a young teacher, I already had in the back of my head what a teacher was supposed to do, how to behave. And I acted it that way. So when time came for a senior teacher to be appointed, though I was young, Mr. Canute Mackenzie, and big up Mr. Mackenzie, was the first person to say, listen, Mr. Mcleod, you are a leader, and I am going to thrust on you this position as senior teacher. 3, at a young age, and those things would have helped to propel my leadership, because I'm now operating at a junior high school, being a senior teacher, leading teachers who were more seasoned than me in the profession, had students who were big students, because it's a junior high school, and those things help to mold me, just given that privilege to be a senior teacher at that time.
So you said that there were teachers, more seasoned teachers than you, but yet they were promoted over them. So was this any challenges for you?
Yes, initially yes. But people knew my work. People knew the level of work that I put in at that school. The level of respect that I command, the level of respect that I give, and how I operate. So after a while, those who had little challenges knew, so listen, Mr. Mcleod was the man for this position.
And you were telling me a story just before the interview that the person came and said, could I speak with the principal? Or the principal, how did that story?
Yes. His address is a rabbit. So we attire. When I went to the case, we met Dr. Paul Ivy. Can't forget Dr. Paul Ivy. Always short, always restricted. Necktie, matching shirt, necktie matching pants. So that sort of rubbed off on me.
Yeah.
So when I started to teach now, I tell you all of the persons along my way that shaped my life, influenced me. So I started to dress that way. So one day, persons came to visit the school. And when they came to visit the school, like, walk up to me, about sharp dressed. Sir, are you the principal? And he said, not yet. So I began to speak in that way. Because I know, having the experience of a senior teacher, I wanted to become a principal because, it felt good. I was able to make an impact at that level. So that was that story.
And you have transitioned from that junior high school to Mount Olivet Primary School as a principal. So what are some of your challenges here at Mount Olivet as a principal, now as it is?
Let me tell you, first of all, let me say, I have probably one of the best staff in the world. Teachers qualified from all levels, from primary, those who have background in mathematics, early childhood. So I have one of the best staff. So big up yourself, teachers at Mount Olivet Primary School. So
Shout out to the teachers then,
yes,
you know?
man, big up and
Yeah, man.
all the support staff, the janitors, the cooks. Excellent PTA too. We have an excellent PTA. So the challenges for me were not things that you go to a certain institution, you have teaching and learning challenge. That was not our challenge and has never been. Our challenge here at Mount Olivet has to do with resources,
Yeah.
computers, internet, fencing, security at the compound, bathroom facilities, meeting rooms, materials that can help to move the teaching and learning process forward. Instructional materials that relates to technological devices. Those are the challenges that we experience.
Well, I want to pause here now, Mr. Mcleod, and I just want to speak to the viewers who will be viewing this. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a past student of Mount Olivet Primary School, but I'm speaking to past students, to parents, to anybody of interest who would want to contribute significantly to the school. Because the school is located at a strategical point where it have potential to go somewhere and to develop furthermore. But as the principal spoke, he needs some help, and I think the Minister of Education is already helping. But you have to find some other means and way to help the school itself. And we are doing this maybe not for the children here now, but also for the generation to come. So we are appealing to you, we are begging you, we are asking you, please to come on board. Speak with the principal. Principal, I want you to look in the camera and tell the people, man, beg some help, man. Tell them.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson, for the opportunity. Again, viewers, thank you for subscribing and sharing and watching Mr. Robinson's channel. But we need some assistance. So we speak about having technological devices. We would love to have some interactive whiteboards, if I even one, so that the students, the teaching and learning process can take on that sort of dimension, right? Computers, access to internet, so that the children, we can move the teaching and learning process to that level. Outside of just book, textbook. So we're seeking help with that regard. Right now we have a major project that we want to complete, which is the fencing of the school. And probably in the background of the interview, you may hear the vehicles passing. The compound is open. People can just step across the fence, come on. So we need to fence this compound. So the safety and the security of our students right now is paramount. We need the instructional devices, but fencing of the compounds is paramount.
And we are also appealing to the politicians of both parties. Try and put something together and help the school, man. School have potential, And Mr. Mcleod needs help. I am a past student, and I would want to see Mount Olivet move to another level. But I don't have the resources. So I think of this can be a medium for me to appeal to some persons. One of my dreams for the school is to see the school have a better playing field. Because I can tell in the past, you have people like Morris Michael. Persons like those, Richard Barnett, who have passed with this great sports personnel, football and track and field, So this school have potential. And not only for booking, but not every student is gonna make it with education. But if they have a talent and you see the student come here, or your children come here, these personnel at the school can help to mold them and transition them, and who knows, they may become world beaters, with their talent. Not only for track and field and football, but also for music, because if you can play a keyboard or you can sing, that can also help to move forward. So we are appealing, but my interest is the playing field. So I'm calling on persons, please let us try and see what we can do to help the school to even get the playing field at a level where it look. Because we don't really have the open land space, but you can look. That's the children can play. Because learning and playing is very important, the children. So we are appealing to the person. So what are your population like, Mr. Principal?
So currently we have 134 students here, 78 boys. I don't remember the breakdown of girls. So it's 130. Roughly about 55 or 56 of them.
How many members of staff?
We have 8 teachers, 1 guidance counselor. We have 2 cooks and a janitor.
Okay, not bad. But you would want more students to come to this school, right?
It's always a dream to increase the population, to put in buildings so the school can grow from in numbers and buildings, because we want to have a center of excellence.
Yeah.
The Mount Olivet Center of Excellence. But for now, we just want to grow the results of the school.
And many I might say this, many the school has turned out many students, A lot of persons have come to this school, And I remember when I come in here, you have person like teachers like Mr. Swaby, who was the principal then. You have Miss Swaby, you have Miss Lambert, Miss Hewitt, Miss Spencer, Miss Chronic was the person who liked to teach a little music, And you have Miss Hines, and there was a teacher by the name of Miss Telwell some years ago, and she left. So yeah, there were always good teachers here, But I guess when the Mount Olivet need to get a little oomph, so we are asking persons, please again, we are begging, try and see what you can do for the school. You spoke about the PTA body. How is it functioning?
PTA is very active, and we had a meeting 2 weeks ago, and again we spoke about fencing at the compound, fixing at the field, and there's an area at the school side when it rains, all the mud washes along that side. So we have that to deal with. We have that project to deal with, just to pave that side of the school so that mud that we have doesn't come on. Because when it comes on, classrooms are dirty, the corridors are dirty because of the mud.
Okay.
So we want that part to be paved.
Okay. So Mcleod, you're also a referee. How did you get into refereeing? I guess you was not a good footballer.
It's interesting. So after leaving college, while at Knox, I played intercollegiately for Knox. Courtney Jackson, leave up yourself. Played also with Hill Stars. So that's Danny Senior, Chappie and Stan Senior. So we played at Eden Allen for a while, so Russell Reynolds. We played. Wasn't good, but we were students at the game, so we work hard, train hard. Went to Case, played there, came back to Knox, did my degree, played again, and was always involved in football.
You was a good footballer, man. Represented so many friends.
But we are a student at the team. What's my friend now, Dudley Powell. Dudley Powell was always a referee. Then one other friend, Robin Henry, became a referee. So I said, how can I become a referee? And I went and did the test, and that's it. Because the older I got, the job and football wasn't working. So I decided to stop playing competitive football and do officiating because I wanted to be involved in the sport. That's how that came out.
So you know, in the Jamaica context, but maybe by extension the wider world, but within the context of Jamaica, that refereeing is not a very easy sport. And spectators are really hard to please. Were there any challenges for you as an officiating referee?
Certainly. There are always challenges. More than one different reasons. People have their personal biases, preferences, we call them. People may think the referees have their biases, which they may be. So one of the things we learn, and I learned this from Peter Prendergast, I heard him say in an interview, so one of the greatest things, or one of the things that you have to do, is to block out the crowd from outside. And once you're able to block out the crowd, you're able to officiate the game. So very early I learned that there were challenges, because there are times you can't block out people. Having heard that from that experience with family, I tried that.
Yeah.
So we block out the crowd.
Peter is a very
Yeah man, well accomplished.
FIFA referee game between Brazil and
Belgium.
Belgium.
Yeah man, highly accomplished referee. So I learned that from him. So in the back of my mind, I know when people come to the venue, if they don't get violent, I just continue officiating in the game and we just go on as we go on.
So as a referee, were any colorful fabrics were thrown at you?
Always. Again, I say, people come watch the game. We have preferences. They have their preferences. Everybody have preferences, and they think the referees have preferences. So people will say referee, or there are times when people really don't understand the laws of the game, and the only way them can express themselves is through the using of those fabrics. But like I said, you have to block them.
Well, I think interpretation is a major challenge for a lot of us, because if you don't understand the rules of the game, and persons know, but I don't know, it's because of the emotion that attached to the game while the game is being played. They expect that every time you touch, or there's a rough tackle, or a foul, pick up the ball and move forward. They expect a goal, or they expect as a bounce from another opposing team member. Then you have to give a card or give a free kick or something.
And that's again, like we said, we are now at a place in football where spectators, the players, coaches, everybody need to become aware of the game, the new rules and development, because it's a great game.
Yeah.
But people just have to understand it so that they become less hostile to officials. It's just understanding.
And from time to time, the game will evolve. Because I remember growing up, we saw some big thick balls, them heavy, and some big shoes. But now you have some light, something you wonder if you have on a shoes and the ball are designed to create more excitement in the game. So how would you speak to that?
Just as humans evolve, everything is evolving. The game is evolving. Different techniques, different materials, technology, everything is evolving. So everything has gone to a different level. We keep on evolving, as it's a dynamic game. People are dynamic, the game is dynamic, things are dynamic, so we keep on getting better.
Okay, and maybe my final point, you're also a justice of the peace. How would you speak to that? Because I can say you're really a rounded person. I would describe you as probably a gentle giant, quietly achieving important goals.
Thank you, sir, for those kind of words. But yeah, I just get the job done. I became a justice of the peace by accident. I went to the tax office one day to sign a document, and somebody asked me to sign something, but I had a stamp in my hand. It was a school stamp. So I told him I was not a JP. And Mr. Peter Powell, Peter Powell said to me, "You're not a JP teacher." I said, "No." And he told me what to do. I went, filled up the application, sat the interview, and I'm a justice of the peace.
Versus history.
You serve in my community, and it is interesting perspective shared from Bishop Knight, Donovan Knight. I tell him say congratulations. I was saying, well, it's a lot of work. What's the congratulations for? He said, principal Bishop Knight, it's the principal. Look at it, so you get a chance to represent us. And that really changed my perspective in terms of, yeah, it's a lot of work to, yeah, I'm really representing the people.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, representing the people of Manchester and by extension.
Okay. Well, Mr. McLeod, it was nice having this interview, you know, and that you can share your story to the world, you know. And I do hope that someone, even one person listening to this interview, first appealing for help for the school, and also for sharing your story in a positive way, as person can understand that they don't have to turn to crime and violence. They can put their shoulder to the wheel and become successful, you know, and can become role models in their environs as personnel can emulate. So thank you again, sir.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
And all the best.
Thank
I
you,
hope
sir.
that something will come from this interview.
Oh man, so we are sowers, you know, once we plant the seed, it will grow. We just have to sow the seeds. Oh man, blessings.
Again, enough respect.
Thank you, sir.